Lando knows something big about Rey and reveals it to Finn and Poe in episode 9.
You're fulfilling your destiny.
Warning, spoilers or potential spoilers in this video, maybe. So if you're trying to be spoiler free for episode 9, just don't watch this video, just in case. We're getting more and more leaks as episode 9 is getting closer and closer to being released, and one rumor or leak, though it hasn't been confirmed yet, obviously, is getting a lot more traction and seems to be being brought up more and more lately. And that's that Lando knows something big about Rey's past, and when Poe and Finn are on a mission away from her and they encounter Lando, he shares that with them. But what does Lando know that's so important about Rey's past that he shares with Poe and Finn? It's that Lando is her mother. No, not really, but crazier shit has happened in Star Wars, so I mean, don't completely discount that, to be honest. Oh my gosh, Lando could have gotten a sex change, and then because of the technology in Star Wars, was able to have a uterus and gave birth to Rey. I wouldn't put that past Disney controlling Lucasfilm. And that would actually be kind of cool. And in case anyone's saying, oh, but Lando definitely looks like a guy in episode 9, we've seen reference photos, you can have a uterus and still look like a man. I think I have some clear evidence going on. But anyways, let's continue on, because I'm more than sure that triggered a few people who took it one way or the other, always in a negative way. So what is Lando going to share with Finn and Poe? Could it be about Rey's parentage? We know Ryan made her the child of nobodies, which just made him so happy he jizzed himself, because he just really misunderstood Rey's character, and he more so wanted to just poke fans, because he's basically a grown child this point. But JJ said we are going to explore Rey's parentage a little bit more in episode 9. Also, Rian Johnson said himself that even though Kylo felt he was telling the truth, he may not have been telling the truth. So Rian said quite a long time ago, that's what Kylo sees and that's what he tells her, and I think he's not lying in that moment. That's what he saw, and she seems to believe it when she hears it. I don't want to. I'm not writing the next film. We'll see how they handle it going forward. And as we know in these movies, there's always a certain point of view that's involved. But let's step away from that for a hot second and talk about maybe something else that Lando knows that he shares with Poe and Finn. And I'm going to start with Zuri Bliss, where lately, making Star Wars, and I also think Spin Bulletin? I'm pretty sure that's the Instagram account. Pretty good. You should follow both. But they've been talking about how they believe, and this is speculation, they're not saying this is 100% confirmed, so don't go off on them if it's proven wrong, or you see episode 9 and you're like, screw you guys, you lied to me. This is just them basing off of leaks and rumors they get, and sometimes just speculating on all of that stuff. So according to recent leaks and rumors, Zuri Bliss may have been the one that dropped Rey off on Jakku. Now, why she did that, there's a variety of theories going around. Maybe Zuri actually bought Rey from her junkie alcoholic parents to save her, and then just ended up dropping her off on a desert planet with a friend who she knew would take care of her, even though dude wasn't that great to her. But anyways, so she could have paid off Rey's parents with drinking money to take the child and bring her somewhere else where she would have a better future. Or maybe she saw Rey's parents trying to sell Rey off to some gang members or something, and Zuri just couldn't see it happen to such an adorable little girl and bought her and put her somewhere else. Another theory going around right now is that Lando actually tells Finn, hey, Rey was almost taken by the First Order, just like you were, but while you were taken for the First Order Stormtrooper program, the First Order / Emperor's plans, this is where it gets a little fuckery, but they were trying to take Force-sensitive children to create a different program. And so Zuri saved Rey from being taken by the First Order or the remnants of the Empire. And maybe Lando knows this because Zuri Bliss is a friend of Lando, and Lando was part of the team, or maybe people trying to save these Force-sensitive children from the First Order or the Emperor's plans that he had after he died, because we know he had a lot of contingency plans. Dude had a lot going on, and I'm really excited that they told us that Palpatine has been the main villain for all 3 sagas, so... Oh, he's like the master... He's a puppet master. There also seems to be a lot of weight behind Zuri as one of the good guys, and when they encounter her on the snow planet where the droid factory is, and they meet Dio, the cone-headed droid you've seen around, Rey remarks, wow, this ship is really familiar, and Zuri keeps quiet because either she helped Rey or Rey was one of many Force-sensitive children. She had used her ship to get them away. And then there's another theory that goes into this, I'm so sorry, that Palpatine was trying to put his essence in another body. So we know from Star Wars canon and a lot of what they've been pushing lately that Sith Lords, Darkside users, their essence can be tied to something like an artifact, and they can then possess someone's body. And one Sith Lord possessed a body and then actually brought his body back into existence to then be able to be himself again, or alive again. So maybe Palpatine was actually looking for bodies that were strong in the Force, and he knew would have great potential so that he could put his essence inside them, which goes along with my he was actually controlling Snoke video, which you can watch, but... Palpatine was in someone's body, damn it. His essence was. Not in a sexual way. I realized I could have been taken multiple ways when people freaked out when I said I hope Rey gets gangbanged by the Knights of Ren. And clearly I meant, like, beat up, because that's what gangbang can mean. But they took it as in rape, which was a really dark turn. You people need to get your mind out of the fucking gutter. Okay, here's kind of a random theory I have, which everyone's going to absolutely hate. Not that you haven't hated all the other things I've been talking about, but maybe Lando knows, because he was part of it, that Rey was a student of Luke, but Luke was so afraid of her tendency to go towards the dark side that he just noped the fuck out and was like, this child needs to be taken away. Maybe he suppressed the Force in her mind, and then when Kylo went in there, he opened the door. I mean, Rey does have a tendency to go to the dark side. That even freaked out Luke. The last thought is that Lando actually reveals that Han is Rey's father, but Leia is not her mother. I know that theory is just really, really hated by people when I covered it, but Lando is close to Han. Lando would know about it. We also know that Han felt like he rushed into marriage with Leia and having Ben, and he never felt like he was a good dad or meant to be a dad. So the thought is that when Leia went off to train with Luke, and they were kind of having issues with each other, he kind of went off, had a drunken one-night stand or something, got a woman knocked up, and then maybe he didn't even know he knocked the woman up. So he felt some connection towards Rey in The Force Awakens. Didn't know why, but it's because he impregnated another woman while him and Leia were kind of on the outs, so he did have an affair, unfortunately. And so that woman was actually a drunk, or maybe she became a drunk because Han left her and it was the love of her life. I don't know. And then eventually she sold off Rey because it was a constant reminder of the man that she couldn't find, that she was in love with. I think that would actually explain a lot and be very plausible. I just don't want it to happen because I feel like we've been shitting on the male legacy characters a lot, and it's really not fun. Could also be why Kylo really doesn't like his dad and straight up tells Rey, yeah, you view him as a father figure, but trust me, he would have disappointed you, because he knew that Han left his mom for a little while or did another woman. I think this would actually also feed into how it's being said that Kylo and Rey do team up and Kylo defects to her side. He learns, okay, you are my half-sister, you're my family, we have a strong connection, I want to be with you. Or maybe he sees Leia forgiving Han and embracing Rey as the daughter she never had, because we see Leia hug Rey in the trailer for The Rise of Skywalker. So maybe Kylo goes, okay, my mom forgave my dad and embraced this bastard child. Maybe I can embrace her too. Non-sexually. Though again, that one seems to really piss off people. So let me know in the comment section down below, what big reveal of Rey's past do you think Lando is going to share with Finn and Poe in episode 9?
Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe for more Star Wars videos.